Okay, so somewhat we were somewhat disappointed last week about how to develop one's good Middos. Actually, 2 weeks ago, I think last time we learned. No, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. But let's see what it is about. Pituach HaKochos B'Adavumo Israelis. Things we're up to. Developing the kochos in a person and in the nation, which is interesting. So Mussar usually is associated with individual, and he is associating with not just the individual but also the nation, which is a tall order. I'm going to switch microphones. Let me know if this makes any difference to you. So, is any rabbit have Amatzius? Any difference?
Yeah, you're a little further away with this new microphone.
This microphone's further away?
Yeah, there was more presence when you used the other one. It was louder.
Really? Okay, let's switch back. Okay, so Zeni Rebbe Tev Amatzius. Shekokach b'chol davar v'tivo lifo hu poel b'achref. That's interesting. Any koyach which is found in anything, and its nature, and its nature is to act, it does act. Since it does act, if it comes into situations where its activity will be arranged to shlemus and to the ultimate the desired end, it'll work out well. It'll activate good, I should say. If it doesn't work out according to the order and the purpose, it's going to cause destructiveness, the ra and bad stuff. I didn't also by its movement. This is about something which has the capacity to act in a major way and in an orderly way. But its means were robbed from it. So before it reached its ultimate purpose. So this I guess this idea, I'm going back a little bit. If it doesn't, that it's yifal harisos, it can be in two ways. You added something which evidently was a good koyach, right? But you were robbed of the means before you reached its purpose. It did actually activate certain great and appropriate things. But then you lost the capacity to continue it. So in the first case, you never got to accomplish anything. In the second case, you get to accomplish, but then it was arrested. This is a shorish gadol, the darche hara. This is a powerful root, a strong root in the pathways of evil. By faith and the loss. Okay, I guess there's a Rav Kook as a Kohen was particularly sensitive to this idea of Tuma, but he's saying that there is there's darche hara, which can obviously stop and arrest Middos Tovos, but there's also the contact with Tumas Mace and Avelos, and Tumas Elos and Meguvish Adam, which is something which is not psychological, but mystical. And these two can arrest the development of Middos Tovos, if I understand it correctly. So therefore, we have to derive from this. The Eba is a unique koyach. He has to use it for its perfection as much as possible. If not, not just that you won't get from it an advantage. It's going to make a confusion, Sidorim, in the arrangements, in the orders, by saying great losses. In all the pathways of his conduct. but when he then acts to perfect it, so the koyach follows um, it's a Ratzon TV. I don't know if it's a Ratzon TV of the koyach. I think it's a Ratzon TV of the individual, of the shlemus. The nishka marries sos puloso, and it is quieted down from its destructive activity. Okay, so I don't. He threw me for a loop there when he brought in the idea of tuma. This this I understand. This last thing he says, okay, that if you mess up, it causes the bill will have state, etc., and you have to get back on the tracks. But before he did mention tuma as being an issue. Now it sounds much more like the conventional issue of a psychological issue or some other issue which prevents you from exercising those koichos that you have. Okay, those individual koichos, but the general koichos which a person has, he has to bring to fruition. Each one should act in its proper time and place, based on their power, but Torah, with the counsel of Torah, with the understanding of their intellect. So a person has to seek within himself what unique koichos he has. He shouldn't toss behind his back anything which he finds himself with some sort of predisposition, some preparation for. You have to analyze and look to use them properly. And certainly you should not ignore these koichos. Below iyun, below iyun, even with not being ma'ayin, much less going against them, even just not being ma'ayin them, he will find them. I'm not sure exactly on Motzi if it's this, but he's going to negate them and destroy them. He takes them makom, does not give them a place of avodah and a toil. Haguna stura. They're very strong. And they're not going to let you get away with it if you don't deal with them. And it's not good. Not going to be good when they come to act without a leadership. Like a boat without a captain. This is true about the general shlemus which you found in the nation. When a power does not find a way to express itself, in the proper ways, creates tremendous destruction. If we have no how many stumbling blocks are to be found for us? Zera Kodesh Yisrael. And that we don't use the kochos which Hashem has given us. We've been predisposed to great chachma, to mighty holiness, shiras kodesh, to holy poetry, l'gdula, to loftiness, greatness, and lofty humility. At Romus the very height of the levels of Chachma and Nevuah and Ruach HaKodesh. He says here in the note, the snake, how long does it take to get to pregnant and conceive? So Rabbi Yosef Chanina answered, I don't know. Because the Nevuah left him because we're in Golus. So we don't, only it's require prophecy to know that it says that I think 70 years. But he says we don't know. So nevertheless, even though there's no Nevuah in Golus, there's still dreams. Which one section of Nevuah. Chen Shena Golus. Chen Shena. the Golus Achad Mishishim B'Olam Haba.
Usually they say Acha b'shishim shebamitzvah.
Yeah. No, but he says, Eshenas Sion Kechomim. A certain type of sleep, which is called Shenas Sion, which is, from Sheol Malos. Then it's like a dream.
Right.
But it's Shakol Shitin Akol Shitin Dargin the Nevuah Bizarre Shakol Shitin Dargin the Nevuah. There are 60 levels of Nevuah. All right, but in any event, he's saying Rav Kook is actually quite big on that. There's a Koach Nevu'i, which we have even in Golus, even with the absence of the Beis Hamikdash. It's not just him, it's a very basic building block of Chasidus to say that there's some type of prophetic spirit, which not just the Rebbe has, but even Hasidim can have if they're attached in the right way. So this is something which he's saying we have to recognize that even if we're in Golus, right, we still have this capacity. As a kochas and flame bagdolim, we don't try and bring to fruition these great kochas. Even though in terms of the holy root of these kochos, they seem to be at least removed from us, and since they're not active, but still hardwired for these lofty drachim, and even our bodies are in sync with these great powers. If we don't are not active to conduct them properly, to find the role which they quest, they're the opposite. Instead of fragrance, yemak will be a stench. So he just said we don't have it, but then he said we do have it. So obviously we have it in some scale. So we have to gird ourselves with strength, even according to our diminished seichel and our intellect and our diminished strength. In the failures of our sins, that which is fails in our sins, our oaths, nechlash is weakened. Rovat Soros, from great travails, the token of anios and great poverty, Shiflus Hamaduma, and the interesting way he puts it, our false modesty. Emes, and to expand with Teretz Emes usually means Kabbalah, but I think it just means here in truth. Maybe it does mean Kabbalah. So you should be able to find these great koyachos to serve Hashem HaRotze, who wants our honor, and he wants us to choose to Teva Kedusha. Okay, if I'm not sure he's going to do it. He says we need to explain well all the concepts of these koyachos. They're really hidden in the hearts of many of our people of our nation. But they're very deep waters. We need understanding people. Will draw them up and present them in front of us of their power. For every person to find what is within him. Rejoicing, the shalvas hasheket and tranquility of calm, and not in a dark and dour the way, of the very degrading sadness, nor with a confused type of happiness, which only just confuses the mind, and shocks the characteristics. The simcha of perceiving the truth and knowing true covet Elohim. Shasa Samatana Gdaila, who gave us this great gift. Shalatzilus Nefashos, the Kedoshos of noble souls. Lagid, Ba'amim Al Yosef, to tell over the nation the pathways of Hashem, Dashi which know his holy name. Shibakar or as rak ma'ata Tevel, and when this light is illuminates even a little bit, the world, Rabbi Me'achenu, many of our brothers will make haste to go to the right path. Tzmei Tov Hashem, because they're thirsty for the goodness of Hashem. El Hashem they'll go quickly to Hashem and His goodness. So the higher which look forward to the time when we will arouse this love. Their kedusha will be arousing them, and the power of their strength and glory. The nachal of ruach etzel gvura, have the power of etzel and gvura, ruach das yiras Hashem. When Hashem sees they're already rip roaring to go to get all these great tevas, which He destined for us from way back when. He promised to be our God. The Shiva Shunsenu v'Yevienu l'Artzeinu HaKadosha. Well, this I've seen Chutz La'aretz. Sheraki Mucheres v'Skuloseh Shekol HaChamudos Yetzu Mibo El HaPoal, which only has unique qualities, which only there can bring out our unique qualities. Remain B'Chvodka Karnenu, will uplift with cover our horns. Chol Kuli Tukam Machus Shakai, will be all corrected with Malchus Hashem. Vishen Tichlem in Oretz V'Yah Hashem Echad Shmo Echad. Hashon Oloch.
Wow.
Okay, it's very, very inspiring. Very short on Lamaisa. So
Short on detail.
Short on
But the
detail.
words themselves are very uplifting and
Yes, yeah.
Inspiring, like you said. Yes.
Okay, well, let's figure out where we go from here.
Sure.
Do you have any specific preferences?
No. Whatever you like is fine with me.
Okay, so I think we'll try Orot, which is what I think is most controversial work. So to see to see if that actually expands on what he said here. Assuming we can find it online.
Okay.
Okay.
I see 4 on the next page. I see 4 orot: Hatshuva, Hatorah, Yisrael, Gedolos.
By the way, did we see this over here? Marim Chalap from what's his name? Yaakov Moshe Chalap, that he says that no, this is here Mussar. This is the son of Rabbi Yaakov Chalap. Amar Adoni Moy Rabbi Rav Zatzal Shlomo Tzachar B'Sfarim Mishis Kerdas Easter Michsho Lifnei Iver Middos Rak Sefer Pele Yoetz. It's interesting that he did find somebody spoke about Isser Leaf Neighbor by Middos, but only the Pele Yoetz. Okay, so now Orot Tshuva, Orot Torah, Israel. There, we probably should look for. All right, we probably should look for Orot Yisrael. Not sure if Orot Yisrael is Orot or it's something else. I have to look into that. Okay, very good.
The link. Could you send me the link where I could order it or find it?
Let me find it first.
Okay. Okay. If you find it, I'll look too. But if you find it, just send it.
Yes. Okay. Have
Great,
a Mazel Tov. Have a good night.
Yes, Mazel Tov to you too. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.